if you look at from Harvard to Hollywood, Seattle to Silicon Valley, and I need to have one more alliteration here. Also, Wall Street to Washington, D.C.
Good. Very impressive.
Every single one of these cohorts essentially has been, again, literally or figuratively invested. So if we take Hollywood, for example, Hollywood movie studios have taken in millions, billions of dollars in Chinese funding for their movies. And at the same time, they have set up studios and helped China develop its own Hollywood type industry in the hopes that they could gain access to a massive marketplace there. This is how you end up with a Top Gun without the Taiwan flag on Tom Cruise's jacket. This is why you have China universally essentially promoted the CCP's most favored kind of visage promoted in movies. And then also, as a consequence of us helping build up China's own movie industry, it projects its propaganda now around the world. And they've gotten better and better at producing films that present the CCP's favored image globally. So Hollywood used to be, for America, even though it was dominated by leftists and has always been dominated by leftists, still could put out a pro-American propaganda message in the best positive way, in the most favorable possible light, American propaganda. Now, American movie studios help China promote its propaganda to the world and therefore project its power to the world. We can go through schools, of course. I'm sure you and your viewers are well familiar with Confucius Institutes, which is like the Trojan horse into American schools, these exchange programs where the CCP's favorite worldview is put forth, but they call this cultural exchange. It's been presented that they've been disbanded, but actually they've really rebranded at dozens of universities across the country. But the corruption...
What have they rebranded as?
They've literally changed the names and changed the agendas associated with them to some extent. But if you actually look, the vast majority of those programs still exist under a different name, different form.
Do they have a unified name like the Confucius Institute, which, by the way, is nutty that we ever allowed that to happen?
Yeah, well, and this isn't my line, but as others have noted, we don't have Jefferson Institutes in Beijing. And if we really were operating on an even playing field, then there should be reciprocity. That the Donald Trump administration simple strategy was we have to have reciprocity. So if you're going to kick our journalists out, we're going to kick your journalists out. If you're going to have a Confucius Institute, we should have a Jefferson Institute,
or a Trump
there should be
Institute.
none. God forbid.